Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again, and still in lockdown, still a crazy world out there. So I thought I'd do a video on something that's really difficult for us, for anyone who drives for a living. And one of the hardest things I have found is trying to stay healthy, fit and healthy when you're sat down driving all day. It's not easy. It's very difficult, in fact. Pretty much every stop you go to is a McDonald's or a Burger King, or there's never anywhere healthy where you stop and eat. You're very inactive because you're just sat there, so it's easy to pile on the pounds. I've done it, and so I thought I'll do a video. I might do a series of videos on how I'm doing and how I'm trying to get fit, and then try and give you guys some advice. Now, I used to be extremely fit. I was a rugby player from the age of 12 to about 25, 26. When I last played. I used to play football, basketball, athletics. I used to run the 100 metres, which if you look at me, you wouldn't think I'm a 100-metre runner, but that used to be, 200 metres was my best event, really. And I was a unit, and I've been part of gyms and stuff, so I do know how to get fit. I have got fit on a number of occasions in the last few years, so what I've done is, I've got one of these at home. Now, you don't have to get one of these, obviously, but this is for myself. You can if you want. It's one of these. It's lovely and pink. Look at that. It's one of these fancy scales that tell you your weight, obviously, your body mass index and your bone density and how much fluids and what sort of body type you are and all these fancy things. It tells you a lot, and I've written it all down. And I've broken it down so I can tell you guys. Now, I'm 6'3". I'm a big bloke, and according to this, I'm just shy of 19 stone now, which was a shock to me. I have been that weight before, but like I said, when I was playing rugby, I was a unit. I was muscly as hell, and 19, 12, I think I got to 20 stone at one point. I was big, but I'm not that anymore. I'm a bit squidgy. So now I'm about 19 stone. So I've got a lot of weight to lose. And like I said, it's very easy when you do this job just to sit there and eat, and you don't, because it's a small gains, you don't realise you're putting on the pounds till one day you look in the mirror and go, oh my God, I look horrific. And that's what sort of happened to me. So like I said, I've broken it all down. So here we go. This is for me more than you probably, but my body fat should be at 15%. It's at 30. I've got twice as much body fat as I should. That hurts. My bone density is actually really good. My water retention's really good. I've got 2% less than I should. It should be around 50. I'm on like 48, so I'm not too fussed about that. Muscle mass isn't really important. Now, there's one that says my performance or whatever, or what basically I'm looking at. It says I should be a 6, would be, big and muscly. I'm a 3, which is big and fat. So that's got to change. Here's the one that really matters. And this is one which I think sort of strikes a chord. Because with the coronavirus, the majority of people who are falling to this and are sadly passing away tend to be the older people. Now, there have been some younger people, but in the grand scale, if you're over sort of, I think 60, you're at risk, or high risk. I'm 34. It might shock you. I look a lot older because I just look terrible. But according to this device, my body is working at the rate of a 49-year-old. That's a wake-up call. I'm running at a rate 15 years older than I am, which is crazy. So I've obviously got to lose some weight. I've obviously got to get a lot fitter. It also says visceral fats, I'm actually just above what I should be, so that's not too bad. And my BMI is 31, should be 24. That's horrific. So I've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. So from today, I'm going to start eating a bit healthier, working out. I'm going to try and put together a plan of how you can work out when you're doing this job. Obviously, most of the working out you're going to do is when you're stopped at the end of the day. There might be something I can figure out to do in the back of the van for when you're tramping. But I'm sort of going to do this as a series, month on month. So you lot out there can see my progress and see how much I can improve. And I'm hoping some of you guys out there watching this going, I'm a bit overweight as well. I might do this with me. So this is what I'm hoping. Let's see, you out there will go on this little journey with me. I'm going to do it once a month, I think. Put a video out. Because there's a thing, I've got a mate of mine who's a personal trainer. And he says one of the things that people do, and it's the worst thing you do, is you start losing weight or trying to lose weight and you're on the scale every day. And it disheartens you because your body doesn't work like that. You'll start losing a bit of weight, then you'll have a bounce back where the body's trying to adjust and all that. And people say, oh, they see this bounce back. They say they're working out and they've gained weight. It's not about the weight necessarily. It's about how you feel and what you're doing. So I'm only going to jump on this thing once a month, and I'll give you what I've been doing, how I'm feeling, and the scores on the doors, as it were. My top tip for people who are trying to lose weight out there who want to run. I do this, and it works really well when when I used to do pre-season training. I've got 1.5 miles sort of trail around me. From my front door, there's a few roads I run down, and it comes back to my front door. It's exactly 1.5 miles. I run that when I'm trying to get fit again, every single day. I have a break on a Sunday usually. And the reason I use 1.5 miles is because that's what the army uses. I know they use it for the TA boys and girls. They have to run 1.5 miles in something like 12 minutes. So, and that's, if you can do that, then that's one of the tick marks to get into the Territorial Army, and I might be for the Army as well, but it's something like 12 minutes. So if you I did it in November, I wrote it down in here, and I was about 19 minutes. But I know if I can beat that time every day, even if it's by 5 seconds, 2 seconds, who cares? That means I'm improving. But one of the things I do is when I'm running, especially when I start, running 1.5 miles when you're well overweight and, you haven't got the stamina and strength is near impossible. You might run half a mile. If I have to stop, I mark where I've stopped basically. So there's a lamppost or a certain house, and I say to myself, tomorrow I'm going to get past that mark. And as long as you're doing that and you're slowly improving a little by little, you will get fit again. But I've still gone on a tangent now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a record of my weight and everything. I'm going to let you guys know every month how I'm improving, what I'm doing, if I'm running, if I'm doing weights. And, you've got my score there. I'm 18.13 stone. So I think that's 253 pounds. That's big. That's boxer big. So obviously I'm going to try and drop that. And my age, it says I'm running at 49. I want to drop that. They're my two main ones I want to drop, because if they're dropping, I'm obviously getting healthier. So hopefully some of you who are watching this, who are thinking the same, who sit in the van all day, you might be overweight, you might just want to get a little bit fitter, get yourself on the scale, weigh yourself today, and then in a month's time, I'll tell you where I'm at. Hopefully you lot have all improved as well, and we can all get fit together. Come on, we're a little community out here of drivers. We should all work together to help each other, and I'm hoping this will sort of get you guys moving as well. On other news, because it's Sunday, and I'll do a bit of a roundup of other stuff. Obviously, coronavirus, we're all sort of shut down. It has slowed down a lot. It really has, and it's a bit weird out there. There are, by the looks of it though, plenty of multi-drops around. People like Hermes seem to still be running. I've had a few phone calls about jobs for Argos and places like that who need drivers. So there is still work out there. Obviously, there's still the really essential stuff going to hospitals and various other things. So there is some stuff out there, but it does seem to be working at a much slower pace. There is just not as much work out there. I strongly believe, and I've said this in my video I did about a week ago, that once this is all over, there will be a bounce back. There has to be, because all the industries are going to be going back to work full time. When the lockdown finishes or whatever, it's not going to be, oh, you lot can go back to work, then it's like everyone back to work. That means there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of a lot of places all at the same time. So I think there will be a bounce back. Well, I'm hoping. But it has been a crazy few weeks. I remember hearing about this coronavirus when it sort of first hit a few months ago, and it's like, oh, there's people are dying in China. It could be bad, and within the space of a couple of months, look where we are. So hopefully this is a massive wake up call to the people at the very top and everyone out there. Maybe we should all be a bit more think a bit more about what might happen in these situations again. Like, you know, I've got a friend of mine, Andy. He's my mechanic. He's a great bloke, but he's a prepper, and he was saying to me, "Oh, it's going to happen one day. It's going to happen," and he must have been bombarded with messages from people saying, "Yeah, you were right." You know, it happened. But so hopefully this will be a big wake-up call for everyone. Maybe we should all just have a little bit more stored away in our cupboards. You know, tinned foods or whatnot, toilet paper. Who knew that toilet paper would be? You know, it's becoming a currency now. I think, isn't it? We're going to start trading in bog roll. That's something else altogether, though, isn't it? So, but yeah, hopefully everyone's been safe out there. Hopefully you're all, you know, if you're trying to finding work, you're looking after yourselves, looking after everyone, all your loved ones. And yeah, that's it from me today. And so as always, be safe out there. Have a great day. Take it easy.